So these peas we got here in this garden bed, they're getting a little bigger and they're getting to the point where they might need a little bit of support now. Now, this is definitely one of those jobs that really, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, especially because we already got our trellis made up. All we gotta do is just attach it to the garden bed here. And if you skip this step, especially for peas, then your plant, it's gonna pay for it later. We got our hammer here. Now, this isn't the usual hammer that I use. However, I believe my son lost my regular hammer, so this is what we get to use today for this bad boy. So we already got our trellis made up here. All we gotta do, like I said, is just attach it. So we're gonna hook one side. Well, that's perfect. Exactly where we want it. Now we just take our hammer here. Got one side in. I only think I need to add like maybe 1 or 2 nails. We're gonna add one more nail on this side over here. That's perfect. And then just for safe measure, I'm gonna add one more here. Now that's on. Let me show you exactly what we got going on here. So there we go. It's our big old trellis there. There's our peas. So they probably still got a couple more inches to go, but you can see the tendrils. Probably about another week and these tendrils will be ready to start attaching to this trellis, and then they'll just start climbing on up. This is our second time doing 3, and there was plenty of room. So 3, you could do 3 peas, just 1 square foot, 3 pea plants, and they'll climb up this no problem. Now we're gonna go ahead and just take a walk around the garden, see what's changed since last week. First, we're gonna stop over here at a potato tower, see if we can't see anything growing out this bad boy yet. Now again, I don't know, you guys tell me, I don't know, is that potato right there? Is that potato leaf? I'm not really sure if that's potato leaf. Like, I know all that is just weeds, right? But I don't know if that is potato leaf or not. I hope so. You know, like I've said before, this is my first time doing potatoes this way. I've done potatoes once before, but I did it in a 5-gallon bucket. We actually have a video about that back on the channel. I'll put a little link up here if you want to check that out. And we got a nice decent harvest. Nothing like crazy. So I've been wanting to try something a little bit bigger. And my brother back in Wisconsin, he's actually doing a potato tower right now and having huge success. As the potatoes start growing up, we'll start cleaning it out and get rid of, you know, the weeds and stuff like that. But right now, I'm not too worried about it. The main goal is just hoping that these potatoes sprout soon. And then as they grow up, we'll just keep covering the base of the stem, leaving only about 2 to 4 inches of actual plant. And that's gonna help you produce more potatoes. We get this thing all the way to the top, we're gonna have a lot of potatoes. So I'm really excited for that. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do with potatoes. And who knows, maybe we can go to market and sell some. You know, try our hand at, you know, selling our homegrown, you know, vegetables and crops. But other than that, it doesn't look like a whole lot has changed with the potato tower. I'll keep updating you guys and documenting this journey and letting you know how, you know, if I have success or if we completely fail. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the other plants and see if anything's changed with those in the last week. So here's the tomatoes, and not much has changed with these guys. They're growing. However, I don't notice the plants growing up anymore. I guess these are probably focusing on fruiting now. Honestly, I don't know if we need fertilizer. I don't think we need fertilizer because, I mean, like, take a look in here, check out some of these tomatoes. I mean, these things are getting pretty big already. Like, this one looks like he's gonna be a bad one. We'll probably got a worm or something in there. I bet you we got a worm in that bad boy. Maybe not in it, but probably been eating it. But I mean, nonetheless, they look good. I mean, they're getting big. You know, even on this tree here, you know, they're getting big. So I think perhaps the plant is probably focusing more on producing fruit now than it is like actually growing, which is that's fine. You know, I think we're gonna get a nice, good harvest out of this. A lot of tomatoes. So I'm pretty excited for that. You know, we're probably gonna keep all these tomatoes for ourselves, make some salsas, you know, tomato paste, you know, maybe can some to store, you know, all that good stuff. But I'm excited. So not much has changed with the potatoes. I mean, it's a slow week right now. There's not much going on. We're kind of in that waiting period. You know, we got our carrots over here. You know, we checked on these guys last week, and they're going good. I mean, they're growing. They're getting big. You know, our parsley, we just harvested some of that last week. You know, so now we're in a waiting game for that to grow up some more. We're in a waiting game for the carrots to grow. You know, I was gonna plant some strawberries today. I have some strawberry seeds, but apparently if you do strawberry from seeds, you need to do what's called like cold stratification. I'm not 100% sure on the term, but like what you need to do is from seed, you need to like put them in the freezer for a couple of weeks. I guess they like cold temperatures, and that's how they germinate, is in cold temperatures. So it's summertime right now, it's not cold. But other than that, I mean, not much is going on in the garden. You know, everything's growing right now. We're in the waiting period. You know, there's nothing to harvest right now. You know, we'll probably get some more parsley in another month or so. You know, carrots are probably gonna be a couple months. Tomatoes, probably a couple months for those. Onions, we got a while. We got a while to go on the onions. I mean, onions take months and months and months. So we got a while to go on the onions. We probably got a few months on the peas. But so nothing's been going on too much out here on the homestead. It's been a slow week, you know, so we're just kind of chilling, hanging out, tending the garden, tending our land. And honestly, that's a big reason why we document all of this, right? You know, not every week is a big harvest or a big finished project. And a lot of building a self-sufficient life is just showing up when nothing really looks impressive yet. But these little projects that we do out here every day, that's what turns into food later on. Not too much going on in the garden right now, so we're gonna head over to our chickens. Got something to show you guys, and this is probably the part that I'm most excited about right now. Can you see her? The babies are out. The babies are out and fully integrated with the flock, and then honestly, it's been going pretty good. I'm surprised. Honestly, I thought today we were gonna be putting a chicken in the freezer, if you know what I mean. It's honestly been going really good. Little bit of feather pull. Now, there is a lot of pecking order going on. I will say that. But as far as bullying, aggressive bullying, I think we're in the money, y'all. I think we're in the clear. Everybody's been kind of chilling. The babies are, I think they're still trying to figure out the ladder, because they'll come up to the door and they'll do the little, you know, I want to go out, but I don't know. But also, like, when they do come out, the adults give them a little bit of hard time, you know, chase them away from the food, all that done. That's why we have multiple. That's why we got 2 food stations, 2 water stations. I think it was Susie earlier today. She was up inside, and I think I heard the, you know, the egg song that they make. You know that sound. They were doing that sound. So I don't know. She didn't lay, because I just checked earlier. There's no egg in there right now. But I think they're getting back. I think they're getting back to laying again. And we got the new babies. There they are. Take a good look at these girls. What's up, girls? We haven't named them yet, so we need names. If you guys got names, drop them down in the comments. No idea what to name them, and we still don't know the breed. I'm counting on you guys to let me know their breed. What breed are these babies here? You know, I'm gonna see if we can get the babies out here. I might force them out a little bit. I don't want to stress them, but I'm gonna throw them out and let's see how they interact all together. All right, they didn't like that too much, but they need to eat. They need to eat. They came out a little bit this morning and ate. Like, look, they're going crazy right now. Look, they need to eat. You know, they didn't like that, but they need to come out and eat. They need to drink some water. They need to eat. They can't just hide in a coop all day long. And I know for sure if I'm out here in the run, hanging out with them, there's not going to be a whole lot of, you know, rudeness going on. But, like, check it out. They don't even care. Look, they're just chilling. Here's Susie. What's up, Susie? You want the camera? You camera shy? Susie might be camera shy. Let's go see what's up with Esmeralda here. Esmeralda, what's up? You want to say hello to the people? No? You camera shy? You want to say hello? Say hello to the people. I think there's a chicken on my leg. There's a chicken on my leg, guys. Oh, careful now. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. What's up? You want to say hello to the people?
Hi.
Tell them you need a name. You need a name. But that's all. That's really all that's going on in the homestead, you know, this week. Not a whole lot. You know what I mean? I gotta fix that. That is a pain in the ass. You know, it's been a slow week, but all in all, everything's moving, everything's grooving. I'm excited, y'all. Thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you for just following along. I hope I could teach you guys a thing or two, a little bit here and there. And if I can't teach you anything, then hopefully I can at least inspire you to take that next step. Start growing you some food, man. It's worth it. It's fun just to get outside, get off the couch, get off your butt, go outside, plant a seed. It's a great time to be with nature, you know, be one with the earth, just like God intended us to. But that's it for me today, folks. Thank you all for tuning into the channel. Thank you all for watching another video here on Mundo's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.